All right, folks. I think this camera should be this way, but it's not. I'm actually in the car, so it is what it is. Anyway, let us change of subject. See what my audiences think, because I want to ask everybody what's with the mask, right? Everybody wore the mask for a year and a half. It was so hard, so difficult to have everybody wear the mask. One people were anti-mask, the other people were like totally confused, and the other people were just followers, right? Like, well, I'm wearing a mask because he's wearing a mask. All right. So it took us months before everybody wore a mask, and the numbers went down, right? But now it's like you're not required to wear a mask, and yet everybody's wearing a mask. Like, literally everybody, let's say, goes to Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, Pathmark, whatever store you go to, ShopRite, whatever store you have in your state, right? Everybody goes in, everybody has a mask on. But yet, apparently there's 75% of adults that already had been vaccinated, and now they're doing the teenagers from 12 to 21. So if 75% is vaccinated, where is the 75%? That's my question. And if you do not have to wear a mask because you are vaccinated, you got your first and second shots, okay? What's like, okay, so like I go to the gym, right? I walk in and nobody asked me if I was vaccinated or not. I did have a couple of people ask me, I would say, like, excuse me, are we still wearing masks over here in this facility? Because it seems like the mask situation has gone away. And it was, well, are you vaccinated? And I would say, like, well, I'm sorry, but I don't think you have the legal right to even ask me if I'm vaccinated or not because of the HIPAA law. You know what I mean? So it's like, you violated my rights, my privacy rights, so you can ask me if I'm vaccinated. Mind your own business. Worry about you, your family. Don't ask me if I'm vaccinated. Now here's the thing, right? So now you're vaccinated, you can take the mask off, right? But yet they say, even though you're vaccinated, you can still get sick. It can get other people sick. So I've heard. So I'm saying, wait, so now I definitely got to wear a mask because you will spread the goddamn COVID. So I'm being put at a negative situation, at a dangerous situation, because you don't want to wear a mask, or you don't have to wear a mask. And I did not get vaccinated, and I have to wear a mask. That's retarded. So that was my experience lately. And I told my wife, when anybody asks you about your vaccination, which is retarded, you carry a fucking card. Hello? Holy shit, this is becoming like fucking World War III with fucking Nazis in Germany when they were, using passports as identification if you were German or Jewish.
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
If you're Jewish, they will kill you. If you were German and you have blue eyes or blonde hair, you were totally fine. You didn't even need a passport. This is like, you could not be Jewish because you have blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay? This is exactly like Germany. And, I've noticed in this country, everything is about dictatorship. Nothing here is about freedom. This country exaggerates freedom whatsoever. It exaggerates to the most extent. Okay? We're not free to do anything. If we are free, then we got to pay for it regardless. Think about it. You drink in public, you get a summons. You piss in public, you get a summons, right? You trespass, you get a summons, you get arrested. It's like you can't, you can't do anything without people judging you, or the government dictating what should you do or should you not do. And then, of course, you got the Second Amendment, to carry your firearms, this and that, protect yourself. This country is full of this shit, because here in New York, in order to get a firearm license, you literally have to, sell yourself like a prostitute. You know what I mean? Like, conceal firearm in New York City is literally impossible unless you're a cop, military, correction officer, court officer, and some other agency that carries firearm through the city. Okay, so unlike Texas, everybody got a shotgun in the back of the trunk. So it's like, hello. I mean, it's like they got a pickup truck and the shotgun is right behind them. It's not really in a trunk, So it's like they have access to it at any time. That's why, in Texas, nobody messes around. Did you mess around? Guess what? Take a gun, shoot your ass, right? Awkward. I remember I went to Texas back in '93, and I walked on this guy's property, and this guy took a shotgun. I was like, holy shit. Like, I'm 22 years old, I got a shotgun in my face. That's ridiculous. That was an awkward experience, But it's sad that we have all these soldiers fighting, and we have no freedom, So this is a very long conversation I can carry for many, many hours. It's just this mask situation, one day wear it, next day don't wear it. One day are you vaccinated, the next day, you're not vaccinated. Then you have no clue what the feedback is on the vaccination situation, because cancer, there's really no cure. AIDS, there's no cure. I mean, there's so many viruses and diseases that we still don't have a cure. And if there's a cure, it has been over years before they have developed, vaccination. So I don't know. I'm not getting vaccinated until they twist my arm and says you have no choice, or you got to change your job, you lose your job, because eventually, I guarantee you. I remember somebody said that, look, in the long run, we all going to have kind of like a passport books to show our vaccinations, and that came from Bill Gates. He was the first person to say that we should have some sort of small passports. He literally said it should be like a credit card that you show that you have your vaccination. And look what's happening. A year and a half later, people are getting paper card, and you can also get a digital card. So now you can have either paper or digital. I know this guy, he literally has it on his phone, and that's how he proves that he's been vaccinated. So think about it. Whatever had been said even before not before COVID started, but when COVID started, like in March of last year, Bill Gates was the only one, okay, and well, some government officials were saying, yeah, we should have, credit card look like vaccination card, so we can identify who was vaccinated, who wasn't. Secondly, somebody also mentioned that if you're not vaccinated, you won't be able to travel internationally. If you're not vaccinated, you won't be able to, travel state from state. And here you are. If I guess you're traveling, if you're flying from one state to another. This guy's of course you fly. If you're traveling from one state to another, okay, by plane, you gotta have a passport to get on a plane. So how is this a free country? I understand you don't have a driver's license, so you can't drive, period. I understand that, because they say, driving, it's not a right, it's a privilege. I totally understand that. But now again, I can't travel because I refuse to get the U.S. government ID. I even noticed the new U.S. government ID has lots of information about you, and you might not know it. Also, if you notice, the U.S. passport has a chip, and I know you know it because it says right there. But also, if you look, your credit cards, they have chips. Everything's being tracked. You would literally have to throw your phone away, throw all your credit cards away, and only deal with cash. Okay? And if you have a newer car, There's a GPS in the car that they can track you. And of course, if your car is registered to you, there is also a cameras that read your plates. It can tell the government about where you are. So the government is spying all the time. But again, let's not go too deep into this, guys. This was a little bit off the subject for electric bikes and anything like that. But it concerns me how this is going to turn them out. Eventually, at the end of the day, I'm predicting that the government is going to request and require every U.S. citizen or non-U.S. citizen, whoever lives here and wants to keep their job and comply, will have to be vaccinated. And everybody gonna have a different reaction to the vaccination, just like anybody had the reaction, to the COVID dilemma when they got sick and exposed. Folks, I'm out of here. Tell me what you think down below. Take care.